Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I have this tutorial on how to make a fuzzy peach squishy. Now I really wanted to make another peach squishy the other day and I figured how am I going to make this any different to ones I've done before, and I figured that this time I would try and make it fuzzy. As you can see here, I certainly did that as it's super fuzzy, and yeah, let's just get straight on into the tutorial. So to start off with, I took a piece of memory foam and I just kind of cut out a little chunk of it, and then I shaped it into a peach. So what I did was I just took my scissors and just started cutting away bits at a time to make it kind of in a round globe shape, and then I just pointed one of the edges to make it more tapered. As you can see here with the tip of my scissors, I'm just drawing a little indentation to make the little kind of butt bit that's in a peach, and I just smoothed this out into the shape of the peach. I just kept going and smoothing until I was completely happy with the shape. Once completely happy with the smoothness, as you can see here, I then took some pink puffy paint and just with an old paintbrush I spread on a thick layer of this all the way around. Now you can of course use a lollipop stick or well anything that you have really to paint this. Like I said, I just used an old paintbrush as it was pretty stiff and worked for what I wanted it to, just to spread the paint all over. I kind of tapped it on a little bit and made it into a nice layer, and then I set that to dry. Once the first layer had completely dried, as you can see here, there's loads of holes still in it, so I went ahead and I made a second layer of the same puffy paint. Now on this time, however, I did only paint half of it, and the reason I did this was because I wanted to add the flocking powder at this point. So as you can see here, this bag is full of what's known as flocking powder, and that is what's going to make your squishy fluffy and fuzzy. This is commonly used for velvet inspired nail art and stuff like that, but basically it's just like a powder which is kind of shredded up fabric, and what you want to do is just sprinkle this onto the wet paint. Then taking your finger, you just want to press this into the paint, not kind of like squidging the paint anywhere, nothing like that. You just want it to really pack in and stick to the paint so that when the paint dries, the flocking powder will then dry on top. I just went ahead and covered the rest of the peach in the paint and carried on putting the layer of the flocking powder on top of the wet paint. So like I said, I got this flocking powder from eBay. I just went on there and typed in flocking powder for nail art, and I just picked one of those. I did buy some from a couple different sellers in all different colours because I wasn't sure what I wanted to make flocked at the time, but I figured I would do a peach now. And yeah, they're just really small bags of this kind of grated up fabric powder. So once I had completely covered the peach, as you can see here, it's all nice and fuzzy, and what I then decided to do was pop on a leaf at the very top of the indentation part of the peach. So using Scribble's fabric paint in the colour Shiny Neon Green, I just painted on a leaf shape with a paintbrush. taking some neon green flocking powder, I just sprinkled this onto the leaf. I kind of like blew off any excess that was on there. I just kind of kept sprinkling it on and then pat it on to that leaf shape that we just painted on. And basically I just kind of did this over and over until I was happy with the amount of layers that were on it. On the bottom there, I did kind of rub some off by accident onto my finger, so I just went ahead and added an extra bit and then set that to dry again. So once the green was fully dry, my fuzzy squishy was then complete. So if I zoom in here, you'll be able to see just how fuzzy it actually is. It's really hard to pick up on camera, but the texture is so strange, but it also feels so great at the same time. Yeah, like it feels like a normal peach. Like, you know when you get that really fuzzy layer on it, that's exactly what it feels like. The squishiness of it is just perfect. The slow risiness of it isn't too great. I think it probably would have benefited from another layer of the paint before doing the flocking layer, just to kind of trap some more air in. But I'm really happy with how this turned out, and it definitely exceeded my expectations in terms of the flocking powder. So as you can see on my fingers, I did lose a tiny bit as I was squishing it, but once that loose layer comes off, the squishy will stop kind of melting its flocking powder and then just be like a normal squishy, only fuzzy. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then please do give it a thumbs up as it helps me along my way, and I will see you tomorrow for another DIY. Bye!